What's going on, Ghost Heads? It's another episode of the Ghost Heads radio show. I am Steady, and joining me, as always, it's one and only Matty B. What's going on, sir?
What's going on, gang?
We are here to talk about some events we got coming up with our local chapter of the Ghostbusters, and we also have a Frankengang Proton Pack uh, March Madness Journey update. We're down to the championship round. And I'm going to let Maddie go ahead and talk about that. You want to do the event first?
The one for the Saturday.
Yeah, for Saturday.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and knock that out so you can remember all the stuff you just read.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so for those of you watching, go ahead and say what's up in the chat. Let us know where you're at, which chapter you represent. We, of course, are affiliated with the San Antonio Ghostbusters chapter and have a very special event coming up this weekend. We're not just a bunch of guys who
Yeah,
like
we're
to
not.
dress up. This weekend is a major event. This weekend is the Special Olympics in our city, and it's not as a small event or just a couple of tiny events. It's actually like a weekend deal here. Just gonna kind of go over what I know about the event, and then just what our part's gonna be. So Friday is the opening ceremonies. Yes, the Special Olympics has an opening ceremony event. We're talking fireworks. We're talking the lighting of the cauldron or the flame, if you will. They have their own special ceremony when they do that.
Facts.
Saturday is the event. Saturday is when they start doing the games, and the actual games are sort of in a general area, if you will. There's multiple complexes in a small area where they're going to be holding several competitions, several events, and then our group is going to be on the grounds in full gear that evening, starting around 6 o'clock. And from what I'm being told, or what I'm actually reading here, is they're also going to be doing sort of a dance party like event around that time. So I think that's what we're going to be mostly involved in. So we won't be judging anything per se, but we'll just be hanging out during the festivities. So the Ghostbusters of SATX are going to be on the grounds, meeting with families, cheering on kids if we can, but I think everything sort of winds down event wise, and we'll just be there for the party that's going on Saturday evening at 6 o'clock. This is all happening at the Morgan's Wonderland location, which is on the northeast side of San Antonio. If you want more information, if you want to get involved with the Special Olympics, or if you just want to volunteer, go to www.sotx.org. Robert Kremer's in the chat, rocking his Just Some Guys t shirt. He's got one. Yeah.
That's great. You post a picture of it, Robert, post a picture to the group. Let's see it.
Appreciate that. Your thoughts, sir, Matt, about the Special Olympics event. What are you
Oh
most
yeah,
looking forward to?
I'm lit on it. I'm very excited anytime that it's there's nothing too heavy about the visit. Like children's hospitals, a lot of these things are great. So a lot of the charity work you do is great, but some of it has like heavy intentions in the back. Even a toy drive, as happy as that is, it's unfortunate families that time of year. So this is one of those events where there's nothing but happiness about it, kind of. And so it's really good. And I'm a big party guy. I like the party.
Absolutely.
So if we're going to be there with the kids and their send off celebration, I hope there's slices of pizza, soda in a paper cup. I'm ready to hang out and take some pictures with the kids. That's for sure.
Solo cups. Some solo cups filled with Kool-Aid for us, please. Thank you very much. Once again, that's www.sotx.org /the-summer-games. I don't know how much time is left to volunteer as just a volunteer for the event. I think it's a great cause, though. Even if you can't volunteer, even if you can't participate in any of the things that we're talking about, I'm pretty sure they just need people to go down there and cheer your ass off, right?
Yeah,
Just cheer for anybody, for everybody, and whatever they're doing. I'm sure there's just enough room and enough need for people to go down there and just make a ruckus. Bryce is in the chat. He says, "What's up, guys? What up, Bryce? Good to see you, brother."
yeah, love you, Bryce.
And Robert says, "I can probably make that happen." Go for it, sir. We thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is the Special Olympics event going on this Saturday for our group, and yeah, totally excited. I can't wait to see the faces on these kids. Hopefully, they're not too exhausted from all their competing all day long in the Texas heat.
Yeah,
But
a lot of activity.
good luck to them. Listen, we're dreading a little bit about being in our packs and suits in the heat even during the evening time. But I guess I can't complain when these kids are probably going to be out there running and jumping and doing all that uh, crazy stuff in the afternoon and all that. So more power to them for going out there and competing and just doing all that in the Texas heat because it's in the triple digits right now. So hopefully we get a nice cloudy day, maybe even a little bit of a drizzle or something. That'd be pretty cool. All right, can't wait for that. It's going to be great, Matt. Why
Yeah.
don't you give us our Frankengang Proton Pack Tourney update? Where are we at, man?
So here we're in the final round here. Earlier, I posted the videos of the packs in action. I thought, may as well share them here for everybody so we can look at them and kind of see what we think. The voting will close tomorrow, so I had to do it different. In order to get the videos, I thought it'd just be easier if I made an individual post marking each submission from Ben and from Paxton, and then put another poll on Facebook for people to go to vote which one they like the most. So don't just vote on a name. Make sure you go and look at the videos and see what you think. Paxton went what I was thinking, which was just very simple. Show me what this thing does. Ben looked like he got Steven Spielberg to come in and direct his while production value I think is important, and I do appreciate the creativity. Take what you like from each pack and not how well the video was done, Ben, because you smashed that one. But
High,
that's my only
high,
ask in the group.
high production value in that video. That was pretty nice.
Yeah, but I figured I'd play him here, so I'll share the screen. Let's see what we got going on.
Go for it.
All right. So here is Ben Rollins. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Nice speaker action there.
Wow.
Sad music.
Oh, that's sweet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the flashlight's cool.
So simple.
Yeah. Um, so there was that one. And Paxton's, I don't think Paxton's is showing off everything that his can do. I know it can do a lot more than just this. Um, it looks like we have that one going. Let's get that sound going. I'll give him a nice. Yeah, so there we go. Both of them, kind of going through their effects and everything. But yeah, they're kind of close in the sense of the actual amount of electronics are in it, except for obviously that addition that Ben has with the amperage meter. But it looked like Paxton had a clever little Spangler mod to get his wand onto there. And so they're both good. They both had at least in filter effects, whether that be full on smoke or even just the lights. I mean, it's a tough thing to do on something as fragile as the spirit. So, um,
Dude, yeah,
but
absolutely.
I think they're both good. I think they're both willing to go. I like some of the things that Ben has on his personally. Um, it's not exactly my taste. I would freak out. I keep my pack almost like super clean. He has a lot going on with that, and that's a lot of people really like that stuff, especially with Ghostbuster mods. You see it a lot. I His is a lot obviously more distressed, and Paxton was kind of that classic, the classic look. So I think they're both great.
They're
What
both
do you think?
fantastic. No, I agree. I was actually shocked on how much detail really went into Ben's,
Mm.
really, because it's almost. I mean, is it like inspiration from Afterlife? It just really feels like it has a very aged look to it, like it's gone through some battles. You know what I
It
mean?
almost, to me, yeah, it feels almost like the apocalyptic pack. Um, it's very kind of set in that, like if you're playing in a apocalyptic video game, like we all know, and that's something that you could find or try to put together from different parts that you could find, and I like that look. The heavy distress look, nothing wrong with it.
No,
Paxton
not at
just
all.
has a more traditional look at it, which obviously there's another huge portion of the fan base that doesn't like to really stray too far from those screen accurate norms. So I think there's a fight on their hands as far as who pulls it out.
Yeah, two very beautiful, well thought out packs, lights, sounds. It might just come down to a matter of preference. What do you really prefer? And that might be what it comes down to, because I knew we would get to a point where we just have these two fantastic, top tier packs on our hands in the final round. And so, what do you guys think? Whatever you feel maybe resonates with you a little bit more, whatever you feel is more impressive, or whatever you feel is what you prefer a pack to either look or sound like. That might be what really just sways your vote. But be sure to check out both videos. Check them out multiple times if you haven't, and then make your selection. We want to get as many votes as possible from the group, from the Facebook group, by tomorrow at noon. Is that when the cutoff is?
Yeah, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow at noon. That's when the cutoff is. So get your votes in. Be sure to check out the videos. I think they look fantastic. They look fantastic. I wouldn't mind having either one to replace that one, but I'm gonna keep that one because I'm gonna pass that down eventually. But yeah, definitely awesome.
Yeah, when I was helping Ted with the mods on his pack, he was like, "Well, no, we're not going to weather it that much because he's going to pass it down to the daughter, who's the cutest thing of all time." But I think she's got a. I don't know how much longer is that pack bigger than she is.
So it totally is right, and I know you and I have been talking about what's it called? My buddy Joe, who has a 3D printer.
Mhm.
Bryce is in the chat, says he's loving your pack in the background, Matt. Yes, Matt's pack is just like incredible, and he did it all. It felt like a few weeks, but I know he put in a lot more time. than that. But yeah,
Well, getting all the parts takes a while. Once you get the parts, it's hard not to just get it done.
absolutely. What I was saying is I have a friend. Oh, he's on the podcast. So my primary podcast, our technical guy, he got his own 3D printer, and I forgot to tell you, he kind of stumbled upon Pandora's box of the proton pack sort of schematics. And so he's already got a slew of things and parts that he can already kind of start working on. But I was going to go to him and say, my daughter's only 2. I kind of want to see if you can just scale down a pack for like
Yeah.
50%, 60% of the normal size.
Hmm.
And he could totally do that with a 3D printer. These things can do whatever now. And he's also going to get a scanner. So if you were to get your hands, if anybody was to get their hands on a prototype or something,
Yeah, he could render it in 3D.
he can totally scan it, get a 3D model of it, digital model of it, and just start going crazy with it. So there might be a future for him to get involved with some of either our future works or anybody in the group that needs something to be completed or whatever. We could totally look into that. But I'm gonna definitely try and pick his brain at like building or printing off like a half size pack because our toddlers want them and they look awkward with the big things on their back. So yeah, a
Yeah.
totally half size pack would be adorable.
I would Joseph, he's always trolling you.
Actually, Joe's like 6'5", so Joe, you need like a pack that's like double the size of like a screen accurate one. I think that one would, if we could figure out. Actually, you just need the slime blaster pack, because those things are like 3.5 feet tall. It feels like, yeah, that would totally fit you, man. We'll work on that for you. 6'3" with shoes on, 6'5". Come on, let's be honest here. And the hair. 6'3" with shoes on, 6'5". Come on, let's be honest. Awesome.
Oh, but
Is that
hold on a second.
coming out your
Actually, all
speakers
that
now?
stuff going on.
Uh,
But I think that it would be cool. I'd like to do that with Frankengang eventually. Like when you get enough guys together who kind of know how it goes, or even like collaborating with Frankengeek himself, if we could get there, and making more scaled down packs. So if you were to print that 50% or whatever it might be, being able to fit it with kits and everything that and because it's not very expensive if you're going to go through the hassle of printing a pack. Dropping 60-70 bucks to if it lights up, I mean, that's way cooler. you know it's,
Absolutely.
it's always worth it. So I'd like to come up with different mods and stuff for the spirit proton packs. If anybody has ideas where maybe we could source some of these parts and kind of pitch in, and we can all sell them on Etsy as a group, and see if we can get some of that money, and that'd be awesome. So I like all of that. If you printed a little tiny pack, I would love to just sit there with you and make it light up and work. You know what I mean? It'd be awesome.
I'm trying to think. My daughter's totally into like normal toddler things right now. Paw Patrol. Can you imagine like a crossover of like a
Yeah.
Ghostbuster Proton Pack, like a toddler pack with like Paw
Oh yeah.
Patrol, like the colors and like the big paw print on the back? That would be sick.
Yeah.
I'd be sick. I'm sick and tired of watching Paw Patrol, but I'm totally excited if we could cross over a Proton Pack with like a Paw Patrol thing, and it would just be insane. It would totally
Yeah.
fit too. They need to have a Paw Patrol like ghost catching episode. They've done everything else. Let's have a
Mm,
ghost catching episode. That's what they really need to do. I've been scouring the internet this week for video game updates. I also have my Oculus app on my phone, like sending me notifications from the
yeah.
Ghostbuster VR game, which we've already talked about. That trailer.
Mm,
Check out our old video. Nothing yet. Nothing yet about like release dates or anything like that. And I'm not like worried or anything. I just hope it's not like a fall release where we have to wait like months and months and months. And I feel like they're just gonna drop that on us. Like, oh, Ghostbuster VR, we announced it forever ago, but you're not gonna get it till like November. That would be the worst. But yeah, nothing recent on the internet about either the Ilphonic game or the VR game?
Yeah, so this was on Ghostbusters news, which makes me cautious of. Um, I'm sharing the screen over. This is just what kind of makes me cautious of um, it getting released a little bit earlier. Ghostbusters VR will be a game and not an experience. Scale of campaign is said to be ambitious. So it seems as if um, this is definitely a game, not an experience. So, like, how kind of Vader kind of felt that way, the Vader game. A
Gotcha.
few of the games kind of felt like, you could experience for a little while, but we weren't inside of a full on campaign, So this is definitely going to be in that realm of game where you're going to get immersed into this environment. And I don't know if that means that I would assume that means it's going to take a little bit while longer. Yeah, again here, when pressed about the game's overall length, they stayed tight-lipped, but mentioned that the game would be ambitious, which I'm stoked for. But it gives me bummer about I think the release date will have to get pushed back.
I really hope not. I really don't. And there's been nothing on their Twitter account for a while. I'll have to check Reddit later on. But yeah,
Yeah, I
just
mean, who knows? It
just
could be
waiting.
released tomorrow. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. It just the wording of all of that kind of sounded like when we think of like ambitious goals, those aren't the ones you sort of reach right away.
No, I gotcha. I gotcha. When we read that synopsis, when we did the trailer review, it kind of
Mhm.
just made me feel like they were just going to not do like a full blown campaign, but there was going to be some story mode involved that we were all going to sort of
Mhm.
enjoy. And so I hope that's still the case, which is good because we all kind of feel like the Ilphonic game is not going to have a story mode campaign that we're all going to be blown away by or at all. It's just going to be like a party 4v1 game, which
Yeah.
totally fine, but we want something that kind of builds on lore and gives us a little bit to do. So yeah, totally looking forward to the VR game. And you, sir, need to get an Oculus Quest too.
I'm going to. I think I've had opportunities. Like I've actually had chances at free ones because I work in IT and we work with all of these companies and there'll be
And
like
they fall
raffles and
off. They fall off trucks, right?
yeah. Well, I wish, but no. Like you'll win like a dumb game and they're like, okay, well here's your prize you can choose from and it'll be like an Apple Watch or an Oculus. The last time I had the chance to, I got this Apple Watch instead of an Oculus. So I had a chance at one for free, and I passed up on it for the watch. But I'm definitely gonna buy one, and I'm gonna try to immerse myself into it. Even though to this day I still get a little bit of motion sickness when doing the 3D. I try to act tough while it's on, and I want to be cool for the room, but I don't know. It's a little tough to stay in it for a little bit of time. It does change like the way you feel a little bit.
You're not lying. I also completely agree. It takes a little bit of practice to get comfortable with the immersion, especially if you're up in age like us guys. We're not part of this new generation that can like do two different things with their controllers at the same time. We were we were born with a D pad and like the A and B button. That's how we
Yeah.
started out, like very simple mechanics. So I completely agree with you. When I first got the Oculus, I'd spent like 30-40 minutes was probably like the longest I could go, and even that was too much. You sort of get almost too engaged in what you're doing, and when you take them off, like, reality doesn't really seem all that real anymore. Like, you're just starting to see like pixels and everywhere you look. So yeah,
Yeah.
it takes a little bit of time to build up a tolerance. I'll call it a tolerance for stuff like that. I think I'm a lot better with it now, and also like not all games are built the same.
Yeah.
That's very important. The mechanics and the motions of certain games are easier to witness and experience than others. If
Yeah.
they're very smooth and all that, I feel like those are easier. Sometimes the motion isn't as smooth of your
Yeah.
character, your
Yeah, or even like
avatar.
your frames per second. Like if it moves a little bit slower, like you start to get this lag, and
Yeah.
it's wild. I mean, I enjoy the technology, but I've found it. definitely overwhelming at times. Let us know if you guys think that too, because everyone VR is cool. We all want to talk about how cool VR is, but it's kind of hard. And you have this thing too. I have the same issue sometimes with 3D movies. Um, I'll only see a 3D movie if it's an IMAX. I think I've heard you say that before as well. I
Only
don't
IMAX.
really. I'd much rather watch a movie in 2D than in 3D, unless it's like an out of this world experience. Like I would be excited to see Avatar 2 in 3D. That's a movie that I would go watch in 3D. But remember,
Uh,
everything was coming out in 3D,
at one
and
point, yeah.
and then if it's not the right, it's like it's kind of dark and it looks kind of weird. I don't know. I much prefer 2D movies. So if I have a hard time in 3D theaters, then I can see why the Oculus is a little difficult for me too.
I think that's why I prefer the IMAX because one of the theater chains in our town uses signals to send to your glasses, and that signal, the glasses are basically a receiver which help transmit the 3D effect into those glasses. That
Mm.
entire system does not always work, and it dims the screen, and it's a horrible experience. So the only time I watch 3D movies in my town is in an IMAX screen, which just uses your basic plastic glasses. There's no technology involved. It's just the lenses help make the effect work, and it doesn't affect the brightness of the screen at all. So yeah, that's the only time I do it, and I've never had an issue. Never had an issue. IMAX
I've
screen
never
with the
had an
3D
issue in an
glasses.
IMAX either.
Yeah,
Not at
and plus the
all.
sound's always better.
Anytime you can watch a movie in IMAX, though, I mean, IMAX is just the way to go. Um, it's going there for me. So I'm wondering. I'm hoping they don't do a bunch of the corny stuff of like I don't need them to release the new Ghostbusters movie in 3D. I just hope like Avatar 2, and as much as I want to see it 3D because it set precedence in even the first movie how crazy it advanced the technology when that came out. And but then it seemed like every movie, every film wanted to have a 3D version of it, and they just basically did what because I had an LG TV at the time, and I could turn anything on the TV into 3D, whether it was meant for 3D or not. And it just seems like a lot of movies kind of did that, or they had the intentional 3D effect thing where something's reaching out at you sort of unnecessarily, or
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean? So I'm just hoping that Avatar 2 doesn't bring this trend back and it starts affecting the movies we love again, but we'll see.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know what? I keep forgetting that they tried the whole 3D TV thing, and that
Mhm.
trend didn't last very long at all.
It's the most money I ever spent on a TV, and I had no business doing it. I was like 19 or 20 years old, and LG had one. It came with the glasses, and it was cool for a minute. Like you could play like Call of Duty in 3D and all this stuff, but it didn't work. It just wasn't advanced far enough for the time. It was one of the stupidest decisions I've ever made. But I just hope that Avatar 2 because this is going to be so good. And I know this is a Ghostbusters thing, but whatever. I just hope to gosh that it doesn't inspire everyone to want to make a 3D movie. Only those who have the technology and the budget required to do it the right way.
If you're checking out Doctor Strange in theaters, no spoilers here, but they actually do have IMAX 3D showings that they are sort of interchanging with the 2D showings right now. So
Mm,
check that out.
interesting.
If you're in town, you can check that out as well.
Yeah.
I might do it. Rudy's in the chat. What's up, Rudy? What's going on, sir? Let us know if we'll be seeing you Saturday, man.
Yeah, Rudy, you coming?
You know what? And then we should also talk about, should bring it up every time, Celebrity Fan Fest. So
Uh-huh.
the Superhero Car Show and Comic Con, August 4th through 7th in San Antonio, Texas. We already have Ernie Hudson on the bill, who will be attending maybe all weekend. I think he's there all weekend. And then, of course, as we mentioned before, Dan Aykroyd will not only be attending, but he will be performing with his Blues Brothers 40th anniversary tour alongside Jim Belushi. So, tickets for their show are already on sale. Go to pmxevents.com and just scroll around there until you find the Blues Brothers show details and a link where you can buy tickets. I think there's only a few thousand tickets that they're going to be selling. VIP, I don't know if VIPs are sold out yet, but VIPs include a photo opportunity with Jim and Dan. So you want to check that out if you have the opportunity. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and
I'm
we got
excited.
approval recently, right? That um, we at least have like a booth in here. Like we're at least going to be there present, not for the concert, which we all of us I think will be present for the concert. We're going to buy tickets and go, but we're going to be there for a day or two.
I,
I think.
at least a couple of days. I think our chapter should be there maybe all 4 days if possible. I know
Yeah,
I might be there all 4 days if possible. But
yeah,
yeah,
I'll definitely do all 4 days, and we'll try to do a live stream from there. Um, for sure. Either way, maybe every day. But Ernie is so accommodating, and I know Dan will be too. There's no way he's going to look at the Ecto sitting across the way and a group of Ghostbusters and not come over and say hi. So I'm trying to get something for the gang. If I can get them to say, yeah, shout out the Frankengang. I'm going to see if I can do it. I'm going to try to get some group representation in there and some love from two original Ghostbusters. That would be awesome. And Ted has all the equipment needed. Ted is the Spangler of setting up a live stream. He has all the equipment, all the needs. We'll be
I
good.
you missed an opportunity. I'm the podcast of the group,
Oh,
setting
I
up
did
all
miss
the.
an opportunity. That's. But I'm excited to meet Dan because I have Ernie's signature on this picture back here. I really want to get Dan on there. Um, I mean, Dan is one of the coolest people on the planet to me. So I don't usually get starstruck, but I mean, seeing Dan Aykroyd or talking with him would probably do the trick. But I'm excited, and we'd love to live stream and let you guys sort of experience kind of what's going on. Even if we can't get them, whatever, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Just out there in front of the Ecto, chilling, hanging out with the group, and interacting with you guys would be awesome.
we need some director chairs with like ghost heads on the back of it or something like that
Yeah,
while we're doing our live show in front of the Ecto.
that'd be
Ben
awesome.
says, "I wish they were playing in Florida." Check out where they're playing. I know this tour is going across the country. I don't know which states are hitting, but maybe there's a short
They would
trip
have to hit
for
Florida. If
you.
they may have already hit it, it might be the problem. But I guarantee you they're playing somewhere in Florida, right?
I would imagine so. I know they're playing, a bunch of places. It's already kicked off. I think their tour's already kicked off. So just a matter of finding out where they're going. Go to the Blues Brothers official site.com and hopefully nothing loud plays while I'm pulling this up here. Calendar? Mm, no, that's not it. Looking for young, talented Blues Brothers performers. Interesting.
Yeah, probably not.
Uh, I'm actually really excited. One of our chapter members, Brian Ortiz, he got his VIP tickets. He's gonna be like probably up in the first row or something. He's also a part of a Blues Brothers cosplay performing group, or used to be. So this is like doubly exciting for him because not only is he a Ghostbuster chapter member, but he's also been a Blues Brother performing their songs and doing the dances and all that. So I'm really excited for Brian. Shout out to Brian wherever he's at. He's probably working right now, but yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, Brian is definitely doing something. There's zero chance that Brian is not doing anything right now.
Facts, absolute facts. Okay, well, I'm not gonna find.
Yeah,
Why
I couldn't find
they
it either.
they
It's
should
kind of
make it
hard because
really.
there's so many cover bands and stuff. But anyways,
there
don't be a
there
Florida
is
State.
there is a if you want to book a gig, Ben, find a venue near you, sir, and pass on the information on their website. You could contact the Blues Brothers official site and book a gig. Maybe they'll just come to you, sir. Have a show just for Ben. That'd be awesome. A private show. Look at that.
Yeah, that'd be rad. Um, But yeah, I think we covered it all, huh?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, once again, pmxevents.com for information on the Superhero Car Show and Comic Con. Dan, Ernie, both going to be there. Ernie will be signing autographs and taking photos majority of the weekend. Dan, all we know is he'll be doing photo ops after the show, nice and sweaty and everything, after his gig with the Blues Brothers, and maybe VIP tickets are still open if you want to get in on those photo ops. I'm not saying they're sold out. I'm not saying there's still some available. You got to go and check pmxevents.com. But that's it. If you have any more questions, send them to us. If you want to talk proton packs, be sure to message Matt, and then check out Ben's video, check out Paxton's video of the proton packs. Please, please, please vote in the final round of the Frankengang Proton Pack Tourney.
Mm-hmm. Bingo,
Appreciate-
bongo. Covered all the bases. Look at you, steady. Just always so on point. Such a
I've,
professional.
I've had a lot of practice doing this. Rudy, appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much for joining. Thanks to Joe, Ben, Paxton, Bryce, Robert, everybody who's been chatting with us today. We appreciate you guys. Be sure to check out again. Vote, 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 vote. Go in there and talk people up. And we'll be talking. Let's talk next week after the
Yeah,
Special Olympics event and talk about all the cool stuff. We'll share photos. Hopefully, we'll take some videos or something like that. But yeah, we're excited, and that's it. See you next week, guys.
cool. Love you
Peace.
guys.